This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
It's Your Business with Michael Aikens is brought to you by WCTE PBS and the Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation, with funding provided by the Rural Reimagine Grand Challenge.
Entrepreneurship often presents itself out of a desire to change directions in life. In this episode, we talk with small business owners who stepped out of their current walk in life to pursue their journey into starting their business and chase after their own passions. Sometimes in life, the opportunity arises to make a complete life change and pursue your passions full time. And that's exactly what happened with Erin and Ken Fennell in Smithville, Tennessee. After nearly 2 decades of working in the medical field, they saw their chance to start a business repurposing vintage items in a beautiful boutique right off the square in downtown Smithville. We're here in Smithville, Tennessee with the owners of Refined Boutique, Erin and Ken Fennell. Erin, Ken, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
So let's get started with your business. Where are we? What do we do here?
We are in Smithville, Tennessee on the square. And what we do here is we bring beautiful things back to life. So vintage items. I really wanted to reinvent the antique store. So make it feel more modernized, more contemporary, and just where you can come in and picture these items in your home very easily.
You know, so I'm looking around, it's a beautiful store. Let's talk a little bit about how you got here. Now, this was a building that's been here for quite a while. Y'all have renovated it. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think originally from the records from the city, it was the original piece was built in 1914, and over the years, I believe it became a service center, gas station. It changed into different forms through the 70s and 80s, and actually it was vacant for at least the last 20 years. So it was a labor of love and frustration, but we got it done and really made this corner special.
You know, I think that really with this building, with you all renovating it, it really kind of goes along with what I'm seeing here in the shop. Tell me about what you actually do and why you do it.
I have always loved vintage things. I love to thrift. I love to go to flea markets. I love rescuing old pieces. And it really started out, gosh, in our early marriage. I love to make a home, and when you're early married, you have not 2 pennies to rub together, so you start recreating what you already have, and then that turned into a passion for doing this more and more. And I do it all. I do the furniture, I do the candles, I do commission pieces.
So you've been doing this for a while. How long did you really take to get to where you're at now?
It's just definitely a process, especially with my furniture refinishing, just trial and error. I really started out with spray paint, and that's my only medium. And then I got a piece from his mom that I've loved forever, and that was my first piece that I stripped and kind of learned that process, and really self-taught, a lot of YouTube, a lot of Instagram, follow a lot of people that I admire.
So walk me through, how did you take this from, I'm really enthusiastic about taking old and bringing into new, now I want to start a business? What really clicked, and what did you do to get here?
We've always kind of thought about having a little shop or something. It just did kind of that nagging thing in the back of your mind, and we built a house up here, moved permanently up here in 2020, right during COVID, and we started looking around the square going, wouldn't it be great, you know? And that just started the mind thinking, and we're pretty dangerous when our minds start thinking about things. We act on it, and jumped into it, really.
Well, then I took that Test It Before You Invest It class at the Biz Foundry, and that helped me kind of walk through who's my customer, what am I doing, honing my pitch, and then from there took the Start Your Startup class. So that really kind of helped me figure out where I wanted to be, where I wanted to land, who I was speaking to. And when I did my research for that first class, I found that we throw away 16 billion tons of home decor a year as a country, and we thought fast fashion was a problem. So I would love to normalize reused gifts.
So let's talk about the website. I understand that you've utilized some resources at Tennessee Tech. Tell us about it.
I have. I believe it was the Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation, a grant that a friend of mine, Andrea Kruska, connected me with a student at Tennessee Tech, Emily Armstrong, who built this beautiful website for me and kind of helped me learn how to navigate it and maintain it myself. So it's been an amazing blessing.
You also mentioned that you participated in some BizFoundry startup classes.
Well, in my Your Startup class, it was a great networking vehicle as well. I met two people in my class that ended up starting their own sign business, and I leveraged them to do my sign, their Vivid sign art, and they did a beautiful job, great people to work with. And then also the Powered by Her lunches, which is a monthly networking for women in business. And that's been very supportive as well, in the fact that you have a lot of engagement with people that are out there trying to do the same, not necessarily the same idea, of course, but they're building their own businesses, they're building their own brands, and just kind of having that place to not only learn and have speakers that come in and talk to you about their business or things that they've come across that have kind of tripped them up as well. It was very engaging, very supportive. It was not intimidating at all, especially for somebody who does not have business speak in her life. And they really helped me hone who my customer is and really kind of start developing my pitch and looking at those beginning steps of where I needed to start building what I have here. And then a few months later, when they had their startup class, I took that, and I believe that was about a month long. We had an accountant there, an attorney, and insurance. So these people came in, people from the community, and helped us learn how to walk through and navigate some of those waters. And then we also had a lot of engagement with the group of talking about marketing and websites and your pitch and all of those things. And again, very welcoming and very engaging and very inclusive. So I really got a lot from that as well. And it really, I believe it gave me the foundation to leap and say, I'm going to go ahead and try this.
So having resources like this available to you, I'm sure that helped you, kind of make that transition from healthcare. You mentioned you're a nurse practitioner. We were talking before the interview, you're into construction and healthcare. So thinking about business speak, as you were putting it, how has what you've learned as a healthcare practitioner, as a construction worker, what have you all pulled over into the business?
I think my part is probably a little more direct in the fact that having to take a building that was almost literally falling in on itself and bring it back to life, is something I do quite often in the construction world. And so for me, that was something I could bring right back over here, understanding who to talk to, permitting and codes and doing all of those things. There's still a lot of frustrations, just the lack of resources and workers and things. So it's the same headaches we have in the commercial side in healthcare we have even with this, just trying to get it done and built. So trying to keep your head cool and patience, sliding that end date a little bit as we had to just to get through it. So,
as a healthcare provider, I was a nurse practitioner in oncology, and that world is very stressful, and you meet a lot of people, and probably they're not most joyful times, right? So for me, I've been able to transition that into a joyful setting and engage with people and engage them where they are. And so just really that communication piece and helping my customer feel comfortable to come in here. I want this to feel community, and I think it's just that engagement piece, really. The rest of it doesn't apply. This is a complete 180 from what I used to do.
We're here in Smithville, a rural area. What does it mean to you all to be able to revitalize a building like this?
We were both just amazed at the ribbon cutting and the grand opening, how many people actually said, I've been watching you for the last year and a half. And we would see people drive by and occasionally someone would ask. But I never realized or thought how many people have commented and said, you've done a fabulous job. It's transformed the corner. Thank you so much. All these different responses. It's been fantastic. I just didn't realize the whole town was watching.
You all chose Smithville. So what I'm curious in, one, why Smithville, but even more importantly, in a rural area. You know, you could do this in Knoxville, Nashville, a more urban market, but it's important to you all that you do it right here in Smithville. Why?
We've been coming to the lake as, you know, just the weekenders for many years with our kids, starting in, I think, 2003. And our kids grew up coming here to the lake, and we've loved it. And it really, that came a point where our kids are growing up, getting out of the house, and we're like, where do we want to be? We want to be in Smithville.
We're a lakefront community an hour and a half from Nashville, and Smithville was dying on the vine, and now it's starting to, and we really just are passionate about being a part of that revitalization and taking what our gifts are and bringing them to the community and sharing that.
Yeah, definitely. The last 2 to 3 years on the square, I think there's been 7 or 8 new businesses, at least that, if not more.
So the last question I have for you, we have a lot of people that watch this show that are thinking about being entrepreneurs, maybe opening a store like this, but they just haven't crossed that fence yet. What advice would you give to them?
There's no time like the present. It's never going to happen if you don't just make that first start and take one step at a time. And before you know it, you've built a brand, you've built a product, and you have your space and you're realizing your dream. But talking about it and thinking about it isn't going to get you there.
When you sit and think about it, sometimes you can get mired in all of the details when all you have to do is one step in front of the other. Worry about that day, go to the next day. But if you don't do it, if you just keep dreaming about it, it's just a dream.
Right.
You gotta act on it.
Well, Erin, Ken, thank you so much for being on the show. We
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much,
Thank
Mike.
you. Thank
We
you.
appreciate your time.
If the pandemic has taught us anything, it should teach us the importance of keeping ourselves in good mental and physical health. A healthy lifestyle can help protect us from illness and helps prepare our bodies to face whatever comes next. Kelly and B.J. Sullivan, owners of BRIK Nutrition and All Good Nutrition, have built their businesses on helping the community around them achieve their goal of a healthier lifestyle. We're here with Kelly and B.J. Sullivan, owners of BRIK Nutrition and All Good Nutrition here in Putnam County. B.J., Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's get started with the basics. Tell us about your businesses.
So it's a spin on fast food for the health nut, the ones that are counting calories, counting proteins, counting carbs. That's us.
So what gave you all this idea?
So you have to go back to mid-2019. We've
Yep.
got a couple of really good friends in Georgia that had started a couple of these there. They saw success, and 13 months later, we actually partnered with them. So here we are.
Yeah, so it was kind of a neat story when they came up and told us about it a little bit, and I kept pushing back and saying, nah, let's not do this. And then when they came up and we went over numbers, and I was like, oh, I like it. We went to Ralph's Donuts one night, and John McDonald was there. And he made the statement to us, sometimes you have to give up the good for the great. And that was kind of our deciding factor and the turning point of this is what we need to be doing right now. So we just kind of jumped in.
So walk me through, what is it like being a business owner? You know, you've got this great place, you've got 2 locations now.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in business, and walk us through what your journey has looked like?
So we opened in the middle of COVID, so that was fun. But it was great because of the quality of product that we present. It was good for our customers in this area to have that energy pickup. During COVID, it was good for us to open then. Being a business owner has its perks. It's great. You run your own schedule. You get to impact the community in a big way because we're forward facing with them, but it's also hard. As any business owner would say, you go through your ups and your downs. Construction on Jefferson has been fun, not really. So there's all these different things that kind of being a business owner, it's got its highs, its lows, but is it worth it? Absolutely.
So in the past, 3 years that you've owned this,
Yeah.
what are some of those highs and lows, and how did you deal with them?
Obviously, the highs are growing a business, right? From literally nothing, this was a blank space when we walked in, to what you see now. To then, like she said, the construction out here, inventory issues, inflation, things of that nature, things that people don't really even talk about day to day.
The prices of cups going
the
up.
Prices
the prices
of straws, the prices of your napkins. So
shipping, going up, which I think every consumer has experienced.
Yeah, within the first 6 months, the company that we were buying our products for went through a transaction, a multi-million-dollar transaction, and some of the products that we were selling every single day, we couldn't reorder to replenish. So we had to circumvent that. It's just
you just keep on
roll your sleeves up and just keep going. You just dig in and serve the community.
And I guess the highest of the high is being able to hear the success stories of when someone comes in and tells us that the product that we serve is helping them.
Happened this morning. 25 pounds down in the last 14 days. It's unreal.
It's the excitement from our customers and what we provide and what they get to consume. The other day I put it on my Instagram story that I had fixed a shake for myself, and I look over and I was making something else, and I came back and my 2 kids had drank all of it. But as sad as I was excited because I know that they got good nutrition in their body for the active lifestyles that they lead.
So nutrition obviously plays a key role in your all's businesses.
Yes.
You all are really taking this to a next level, aren't you?
Yeah, so 73% of the United States individuals, they're obese or overweight. And so to combat that, everybody's processed foods and they're eating high intakes of sugar and all the carbohydrates. All of our stuff is on the low glycemic index, so it's diabetic friendly. And so we offer complete protein. So where most proteins you're going to have, your body's going to disperse that as waste. Ours, your body actually absorbs all of the protein that we're going to serve you. So everyone's struggling with getting the right amount of the nutrients in their bodies. And so this is, I think, essential area of our community. There's not any places like this. We can go across the street here and get a Domino's pizza real fast. We can serve you a shake and a loaded tea and you'll be way out ahead of them getting that pizza off, and it's much better for you.
Now, and let's say this, we're not saying we're against Domino's or pizza. We also consume this. We have 2 kids, right? But it's all in moderation.
You all just opened this recently. What's your experience with that been?
Yeah.
Whew, God's timing's perfect. That's what I can tell you. We opened that store December 1st, 2022, but we've actually been looking for a retail location in that area since December 1st, 2020, right? So right after we opened this one, we knew it was going to be a high traffic area, but there's really no retail space. And so it's been a journey, but like I said, God's timing's perfect. You get these God winks all the time. We pulled up in front of a retail location that had already been leased. Like I said, God's timing is perfect. He puts you in the places where you need to be and when you need to be there.
We're very blessed and thankful for to partner with Stacy and Casey Blackman with All Good Family Pharmacy. That's been we love seeing them grow. They love seeing us grow. And so it's just been, I think, a benefit for All Good in general to have us move in.
So you just mentioned one. Do you have an additional support network of other small business owners that you network with?
Absolutely. So I'm also work at Biltwell Bank as a branch manager there, and through that connection with the Biz Foundry, I'm a huge supporter of the Biz Foundry and Tennessee Tech and the SBDC with Tyler Asher. That is our network, and through the Biz Foundry and through all of those organizations, UCDD, I've made those connections. The Powered by Her lunch is a wonderful lunch that happens once a month that a bunch of women business owners get together and talk about, learning and struggles and that kind of thing.
So what are some of the resources that you've taken advantage of through the SBDC?
So the SBDC is a great program. So when we started BRIK, we actually utilized their microloan program. And so that's a program up to $30,000 that you actually go through, do a business plan, do the marketing plan. They walk you through, they coach you. And so overall, as a business owner, you just feel better prepared to take off and start. And they just have a lot of resources that maybe new business owners or existing business owners don't know about.
So now I want to go back to something you said earlier. You mentioned you work at Biltwell Bank.
I do.
How are you managing the 9 to 5, also a business? How do you do that?
I would thank my dad for his work ethic on that one. Lots of hours before everyone gets up, lots of hours after. But really, business owners and banking go together hand in hand. I feel my experience in this business helps me with my banking customers, and same vice versa. My banking experience helps me with the finance here. and being able to run that.
So speaking to both of you all directly here, you're a husband and wife team owning a couple of businesses. How are you managing that dynamic?
It was rockier to begin with than it is now. We work as a team well, but this is a family business. So a lot of mornings you'll catch Bella, our 10-year-old, running the point of sale system at All Good, and our 7-year-old helps with our product and inventory. So it's a family business. As long as we stay focused on each other and stay focused on God, and He is our business partner, then it kind of makes everything work.
What did you learn from having this original location that you implemented opening the All Good location?
If you can't do great things, do small things great, and I think that's what we did. We utilized a little bit of trial and error here and then just jumped off. I think we can serve a bigger audience at the other location. Only because of the efficiency of what we're doing here, and we just trial and error. We worked bloody knuckle and just figured it out as we went. We had no clue what we were doing when we jumped in 2.5 years ago. I wouldn't consider myself an expert because I'm not going to pin myself that high on any button, but we've got it figured out pretty decently now.
As an example of something that we started here that we took over, we've utilized the Cookeville High work-based learning program. And so we have 5 students that are employed with us. And one reason that we love that is because we get to help impact their careers going forward. We get to help coach and teach, and sometimes it's difficult, but it's all a learning curve for all of us.
One of my favorite questions that I always like to ask, thinking back 2020, when it first began, to now, what do you know now that you wish you knew then?
I guess patience is a virtue. There's going to be struggles every single day. You're going to be dealing with, like she said, teenagers in most cases as your employees and your help. You just have to be patient unendingly and just serve.
Yeah, this is a service role. We serve the community. We serve our employees. That's what, as long as you can keep the focus outward and not inward, that's probably what I would say. Keep the focus outward and not inward, then everything works like it's supposed to.
Well, last question for you. What does the future hold for your businesses?
Well, we'll continue to grow in both locations. Hopefully when this construction on South Jefferson moves out, we'll be able to expand and do a little bit more here. We have some new products in the works that I think Cookeville will be excited about.
Well, I want to thank you all so very much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
My name is Kelly Hunter, the statewide manager for Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation and a representative of the Business Resource Collective. The Business Resource Collective is your one-stop shop for all your small business needs that include free resources to ensure your small business will survive and thrive. The BRC was created by the Upper Cumberland Partners, the Small Business Development Center at UCDD, WCTE Central PBS affiliate, Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation, and the Biz Foundry. I'm going to elaborate a little bit on the specific assistance we can offer and provide you with an overview on how you and your business can start connecting to free resources and to the professionals who can provide mentorship and the specific steps you need to take a start or grow your business today. So who do our partners help? If you are located here in the Upper Cumberland and wish to start a business or grow your existing business, we are here for you. Our partners have created the BRC, have all specific expertise in how they can assist your small business. If you have a business idea and have no idea where to start, we can connect you to the Tennessee Small Business Development Center to learn and work with their lead counselors on creating a business plan and learning more about potential funding options that you may qualify for. You have a business plan, but you need more direction as an entrepreneur? Let us connect you to the Biz Foundry, who offer multiple workshops and social networking opportunities. Need graphic design help? No problem. Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation can assign a student intern to assist you with a logo creation, a branding package, and more. No matter what stage of business you're in, we have the direct contacts you need to plan and meet your goals. We have assisted a little over 400 startups and growing businesses here in the Upper Cumberland, and we know we can help you as well. The process is easy, and you're literally just a click away from being connected. Go to brcollective.org, enter your info, select a time and day to schedule a Zoom call, and we will take a deeper dive discussing your current business needs, goals, or any roadblocks you may be experiencing. Once we talk, I will send you an email with all the resources and direct contacts who will help you through each stage of business as you move forward in your journey to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Having access to a group of small business supporters and mentors is vital to success as a small business owner and entrepreneur. We are here to help you every step of the way, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Thanks for tuning in to It's Your Business. For more information on today's topics, please visit the WCTE website. To learn more about free small business resources and expert assistance, visit the Business Resource Collective website. Until next time, I'm Michael Aikens.
It's Your Business with Michael Aikens is brought to you by WCTE PBS and the Tennessee Tech Center for Rural Innovation, with funding provided by the Rural Reimagine Grand Challenge.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.